Live your life for yourself. Do what you need to do, sis. Be happy, you feel me? And a good man is gonna find you because he's gonna be good for you. You feel me? He's gonna fit whatever lifestyle you choose to do. At the end of the day, I feel like it's real easy to judge women. Like, it's always been easy to judge women, but women are the freest they've ever been in any part of history. And as you should, do whatever the fuck you wanna do and get your money.
I don't think I saw. Let's
show it.
Let's just go straight to the video and then we'll talk about it. I don't think I saw it properly. Arthur, put it on.
Let's
We
watch
ain't in
this
politics,
video.
but we be
women
for
make
president.
OnlyFans. That is usually what's poisoning their mind, because you compare that to a regular guy working a regular job. He can't compete with that money. So you get in a relationship with a guy who's working, making $50K a year, and you're making, I don't know, 10 bands a week. How can you have a sustainable relationship when you're wearing the pants in the relationship? And he goes, "Hey babe, there's too much guys on your Instagram. I feel a little insecure." Well, you, I'm doing all this, I'm paying all the bills. See, that is the problem.
Right.
You're able to make this money, this modern, where you're able to make so much money, but you don't realize at what cost.
So I believe.
Hold up, before you go, I don't mean to cut you off. I want to hear. You look like you got something to say. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, the PR in me is freaking out right now. There's just so much. There's just so much. Can you go first?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah.
So I believe everything comes with a cost. Every single thing, every decision we make, consequences, every action, everything. So with that, you have to understand, right? And this is why we wanted the ladies here for a debate, a little talk. You have to understand that if you're looking for whatever type of man, whatever type of situation, right? We can wishfully think, I want this specific type of man. And I think the issue is when you start being a little bit specific, that you start limiting your horizons, because certain specific men like specific things. And if you're thinking, no man, I know for a fact, no man really wants to take that lesser role. So it's hard now when he wants to say, hey, honey, let's not do this anymore, or I feel a little insecure. Once she starts saying, I pay the bills, I'm the man of the house, his mind starts to go, and you kind of already lost that man. So, long story short, I believe you have to be careful in whatever choices you make. If you live your life, do what you want to do, but know that it comes with a cost, whatever that is. Good or bad, indifferent, it just comes. I've done some things in life, and guess what? I had to suffer consequences. Good consequences, bad consequences. What do you think?
Okay, yeah. So one, I think the whole 10 bands a week, realistically, I have.
Is
It is 100. Yes, it is 100. It is 100% a thing. But I think to convince your mind, I have a lot of people that are in the OnlyFans industry. I have a lot of friends that do it. I know people who sell their free pics and make a great living off of it.
I wish I could.
But the money is not always like to believe that it's 10 bands a week. And even then, no matter what profession you're in, if your partner making more money than you in a relationship is a problem, then there's something deeper. That kind of goes back to your self-awareness. Like, now your insecurities obviously will leak out in relationships, but your insecurities shouldn't be the thing that's driving your relationship. So if you have a partner who feels comfortable to do OnlyFans, and you don't feel comfortable with that, then you just can't be partners. That's just kind of where it comes down to. Like, your partner is supposed to elevate you. So, like, if I have a significant other and I'm making more money than them, one, that shouldn't be thrown in their face. Like, I make more money than you, I wear the pants. I think that's just, that within itself, it's an issue that you need to work on. But I think that just because I make more money than you shouldn't affect the relationship. You know, it shouldn't be a thing where it's
I have
like.
a question for you.
Yeah, hit me with the question.
Do you, for our audience, are you more in a modern type of, like, you don't really care, you like the traditional type of role? So we can understand where you're coming from. So traditional, like, you believe in the man being the leader? Because I think she's going on more traditional. Or you're more like, hey, I'm in it with you whether you're rich or broke. No, the video. Sorry.
He playing like, her right here.
Um,
And you like, I don't see nobody.
For me, I'm I'm a very, like, relationship wise, I do like the dominance of my partner. But I'm very more modern. I grew up watching the woman be the man of the house. I grew up watching the woman hold a lot of power. And I know just within myself, like I'm a very powerful woman. I'm a very powerful individual. I have a very businessy mindset. I know the path that I'm going down. So for my partner, they have to be, like I've had certain attempts to be with people who were very like, well, you know, now you, like women feel like they don't have to get married and have kids and they have, you know, you shouldn't be home and stuff. You want to go and travel the world. And I was just like, yeah, I do want to go travel the world and I don't want to get married and stuff. So I think for me, my viewpoint on relationships when I speak is more modern. It's more on like equal in terms of your mindset.
So what about you? Okay.
We want our guests to speak. I've been wanting to get guests so we can discuss this as a group.
So, I mean, I will say straight people problems. You know what I mean?
That's why I said partners. I said partners.
But that is straight people problems. You're absolutely right because that's an ego thing too.
I mean, there are egos. No, there are egos. There are egos everywhere. There are egos
traditional
everywhere.
LGBT community is not the same as traditional.
There is tradition in LGBT. There has to be.
No, there is.
There's girls that
we're all raised a certain way. There's just certain things that are ingrained.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with your community. It's more of your upbringing.
And I don't mean like there's a man and there's a woman in every relationship, but there are certain traditional things subtly that exist. You know what I mean?
Power
That
dynamics.
we grew up seeing, that we grew up being. So it's like, you know, that bleeds into certain things. I will say though, who created sex workers?
Men.
I feel like men have this thing of like trying to judge women for a history that was created by men.
Look at Playboy.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, women of today may not be the women of yesterday, but men of today aren't the men of yesterday either. And that's okay. We've evolved. We've evolved to accept that we're all human beings. No one should be owned by anybody, and no one should. Truthfully, my wife taught me this. Like, you shouldn't. In a relationship, it's not my business to cure your insecurities. You know what I mean? It's not my business. It's yours, and it makes you a stronger person if you can deal with your own insecurities, and we can come together and create a partnership. It's not my job to carry you through this. You know what I mean? All that's gonna do is burden me. It's gonna make me resent you. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. And we're never gonna get to a place where we have a real relationship. We don't accept each other. You know what I mean? We want the other person to be something they're not to feed our ego. That's not real. You know what I mean? As far as OnlyFans, if there's any cost, listen, sex workers are a thing. Shout out to the sex workers. Pay them. You know what I mean?
Legal.
Sex workers are a
Make it
thing.
legal.
You feel me? Like, it's okay. Like, I feel like women have taken the power back from that. That was never something that was a choice. You know what I mean? That came from a trauma. That's a trauma-based situation.
Right.
And now it is a choice. You feel me? And women are taking their power back, and that's what people don't like.